The sound of a car engine coughing in the middle of the morning. Rush echoed across Koja roundabout. People kept moving. Voices rose. Yellow buses honked. Hawkers weaved between cars. But the woman standing beside the black SUV wasn't moving at all. She looked lost. She looked tired. She looked like someone fighting the urge to cry. And right there at the edge of the road, a young man named Kikiola stopped walking when he saw her. His own shirt was already wet from Lagos heat. His brown file, containing the CV he spent half the night editing, was tucked under his arm. Today was the most important day of his life. His job interview at Aderemy Technologies was in less than 1 hour. A company he had prayed for, fasted for, dreamed about. He had no money for transport after paying house rent, so he was walking. Every minute mattered. But something about this woman's face, her panic, the way she bent forward and whispered, "Please start, please start," to the car. Something held him, something refused to let him walk away. A single moment, a single choice, a single heartbeat that changed everything. "Ma'am," Kikiola called softly, "is everything okay?" The woman looked up, startled. She was tall, beautiful in a quiet, commanding way. Her name was Aduni Ife, though he didn't know it yet. She tried to smile. It didn't work. "I don't know what happened," she said simply. "The car won't start. It just died." Smoke curled lazily from the bonnet. Kikiola looked at the time on his phone. He swallowed. He felt his chest tighten. He should keep walking. He should focus. He should ignore this stranger and go secure his future. But how could he? Wouldn't it haunt him later if he walked away? He took a step toward her. "Let me check it," he said. Her eyes widened. "You know about cars." "I know enough," he replied, and in that second, a small piece of his future shifted quietly beneath his feet. He opened the bonnet. Hot steam rose, brushing against his face. "Ma'am, it looks like your radiator hose is loose," he said. People walked past them. Some glanced, some laughed, some shook their heads. A well-dressed man helping a stranger on the road? In Lagos? During rush hour? To them it didn't make sense, but to Kikiola, it didn't matter. He used the small tools the woman had in her trunk. He tightened the hose. He wiped leaking water. He waited for the engine to cool. He checked his time again. He had 24 minutes left. "We can still make it," he whispered to himself. But fate had other plans. The car refused to start. The battery was gone. Dead. Completely. The woman inhaled sharply. Her voice shook. "I have a meeting in 30 minutes. I can't miss it." He looked at her, and for a second he felt something move inside him. Her stress, her fear, her desperation. It felt familiar, painfully familiar. "Don't worry," he said. "I'll stop a battery technician." He ran into the road, waving at roadside mechanics, shouting for help, ignoring the dust, the stares, the impatience around him. A technician finally agreed. Time kept running. 17 minutes left. 12 minutes. 8. He felt the weight of each second pressing on his shoulders. When the battery was finally jump-started, he exhaled so deeply his knees felt weak. The SUV engine roared back to life. She covered her mouth in shock. You fixed it?" "Yes, ma'am." "You don't understand," she whispered. "I needed to get somewhere important." He smiled sadly. "I did too." And those were the first words that made her pause. "Where are you going?" she asked. He looked at his file quietly. "I had an interview," he said. "What time?" 10. She checked the car's dashboard clock. It was 10:32 a.m. Silence. He lowered his eyes. "It's fine," he added quickly. "You needed help. I couldn't leave you alone." She stared at him. Long, deep, searching his face as if trying to understand what kind of human being he was. In Lagos, where rushing is normal, where everyone is trying to survive, where kindness often gets buried under fear, he had stopped. For her. A stranger. I'm so sorry," she whispered. "You missed it because of me." "It's okay," he said. But was it truly okay? Why did his chest hurt? Why did it feel like life was punishing him for being decent? He stepped back from the car. She unlocked her door. At that moment, she could have left. She could have driven off with a simple, "Thank you." But she didn't. Something inside her refused to let him walk away with disappointment hidden behind his calm smile. "Please," she said. "Let me drop you off at the company. We can explain to them." He shook his head gently. "I don't think they'll listen." "Let's try." Her tone surprised him, firm but warm. This wasn't a suggestion. It was a promise. He nodded. He entered the passenger seat. The AC hummed softly. The car smelled of fresh leather and a quiet luxury he had never tasted in his life. For a moment he felt small, not because of her, but because of the difference between their worlds. "You did a very kind thing today," she said. He gave a shy smile. "It's nothing." "It's not nothing?" Most people would have walked away. "I couldn't," he said simply. "My mother raised me to help when I can." She turned to face him. Her expression shifted again. Emotion. Respect. Warmth. "What's your name?" "Kikiola," he said. She repeated it slowly with the correct tones. He blinked in surprise. Most people never bothered to say his name properly. Who exactly was this woman? They arrived at the gate of Aderemi Technology. It was tall, clean, intimidating, beautiful. He stared at it with a quiet ache in his chest, so close, yet completely out of reach. They approached the reception. The lady at the desk looked up. "Good morning, Ma." She greeted the woman respectfully. "Good morning," Aduni Ife replied. "You're back, Ma?" "Back? Back? What did that mean?" The receptionist continued. "Your board is already upstairs waiting." Bored? Kikiola's heartbeat stopped. He slowly turned to the woman beside him. She gave a small, calm smile. "I never told you my name," she said. "No, you didn't." "My name is Aduni Ife Aderemi." He froze. The air around him disappeared. Every sound in the lobby faded. Aduni Ife Aderemi, the CEO, the owner. The woman whose signature appeared on every company announcement he had ever seen online. He had helped her. The woman whose meeting he helped her reach was the CEO. The job he missed was in her company. He felt dizzy. He took a step back. I didn't know. I didn't mean..." Emotion broke his voice. She touched his arm gently. Warm, steady. "Kikiola," she said softly. "You don't have to explain." She led him to the top floor. People stepped aside when she passed. Some bowed their heads. Some whispered her name with respect. But he could barely hear anything. His heart was pounding too loudly. She opened the door to a glass-walled conference room. Inside, board members were seated. They all rose when she entered. But her eyes stayed on him. "This is Kikiola," she announced. The room fell silent. He missed his interview because he stopped on the road to help me fix my car, without knowing who I was. A soft wave of shock moved through the room. She didn't stop. And I want his interview to happen right here. Right now. Kikiola swallowed. His palms shook, his knees weakened. But when she nodded at him, something inside him settled. He stood straighter. He breathed deeper. He spoke clearly. And for the first time in a long time, someone saw him, truly saw him. Not as a struggling young man, not as a statistic in a tough economy, not as a desperate applicant, but as a human being with dignity, with talent, with heart. He answered every question with sincerity and confidence. The board listened. The CEO watched. And when he spoke about his dreams, she smiled. Not a small smile, a full one, a proud one. When they finished, the board turned to her. "What do you think, Ma?" one of them asked. Aduni Ife looked at Kikiola. "You already know my answer," she said. She stretched out her hand. "Welcome to Aderemi Technologies." His breath broke. His eyes stung. He took her hand with trembling fingers. "Thank you. Thank you so much." "You earned it," she replied. "Not because you helped me. Not because you were unlucky today. But because you're the kind of person this company needs." His voice cracked. I don't know what to say." "You don't need to say anything," she said. "Just promise me one thing." He nodded. "Anything. Never stop being who you are." Aduni Ife personally walked him out of the building later that afternoon. Workers stared. Some smiled. Some wondered what happened. But she didn't explain. It wasn't their story to understand. When they reached the entrance, she stopped. "Kikiola." "Yes, Ma." "You changed my day today. You changed my life." She smiled again. Warm, deep, grateful. "Sometimes," she said softly, "destiny waits for us at the edge of the road. We only recognize it when we stop long enough to look." He felt tears prick his eyes. "Thank you, Ma." "And next time," she said playfully, "please call me Aduni Ife." He laughed, a sound he hadn't made in days. And as he walked away from the building with the sun warming his back, he asked himself a simple question. What are the chances that the woman you help on the road is the same woman who holds your future in her hands? Maybe life wasn't as random as it looked. Maybe kindness had a quiet power. Maybe humility could still open doors that force never could, whatever it was. Today proved one thing. Kindness is never wasted. It always returns, often in ways we never expect. The camera slowly pulls away. A young man walking down the street with a new job. A powerful CEO watching him leave with respect. Two different worlds that collided in one moment of pure humanity, and destiny smiling at both of them.